Okay, you guys, what is up? The King of Lightning is here. Yay! To do Kuroko no Basket 2 Episode 21 review. So that means that, of course, the link will be in the description box below on Crunchyroll.com. If you cannot view it due to region issues or you just don't want to use Crunchyroll, then simply go on your favorite search engine. Go on Google, go on Bing, go on Yahoo, whatever you use, and type in Kuroko no Basket 2 Episode 21. Now, that being said, whew, okay, so this one right here. Now, I know a lot of the manga readers of Kuroko no Basket, they have issues with this match, alright, towards the end, and then I can see why, okay, but you gotta give credit where credit's due. This episode, to say the least, is pretty damn good, I can't deny it. First of all, the main focus was 5 individuals, 5. The first one, well, there's no real order to this, but basically it's, of course, Murasaki, then it is Kuroko, then it is Kiyoshi, then Kagami, and then Okuma, who is the captain of the Yosen high school basketball team. Now, what's very strange, and what I think threw a lot of people off who are watching the anime, who are only anime watchers, is the simple fact that Tatsuya didn't actually have that much relevance in the game thus far. And it's already the third quarter. That's the thing. We've made a lot of leeway. There's been a lot of segue into this game, into this match. And mind you, the series, or the season, I should say, the season has about 4 more episodes left. So we can assume, safely assume, that the majority of these remaining episodes for this season of Kuroko no Basket are going to revolve around the next 2 quarters, the third quarter right now and finally the fourth quarter. So what I think is surprising is the simple fact that for the first half of the game, Tatsuya, who's been hyped up to all hell since the start of the actual season, he actually doesn't do anything monumental until this point in time. And it's only because of the fact that he was being double teamed. And right now, Seirin is running a triangle defense. And it's going to be Kagami one-on-one with Tatsuya. Now, you could argue that, because I think it was Hyuga and Izuki on defense against Himura. I'm not too sure about those two. But either way, let's move on. When it came to the animation, alright, I'm going to start there. It was on point. It really was on point. There were 2 particular sequences of scenes that I found were very, very good. The first one being Kiyoshi Teppei, and he passes the ball to Kagami, because Kagami, he's already there for the dunk. So this dude's there for the dunk, and he does like an alley-oop right next to the actual basket. But Murasaki over here is able to turn, and this guy has insane reflexes, man. Insane. He's able to pivot and actually turn around and stop the alley-oop play. He's able to stop the alley-oop play. Like, this guy's disgusting. Now, I mean, he's 6'10", but huge, lanky arms, and he's able... Honestly, he doesn't jump that high, at least as far as you've seen so far. He doesn't need to. When you're 6'10", and you have these huge, long arms, you don't need to jump that much. You just don't. So he's able to reject the ace of Seirin, Kagami. But Kagami, because since he's been training for his left-handed skills, was able to pass the ball over to Kuroko. And Kuroko shows off his new shot. Now, I believe, I don't know if it was actually named at that point in time in the manga, but what I can tell you is that you can kind of make a guess as to what his shot is called. It wasn't mentioned in the anime, so I won't mention it. But it has the same feel as its vanishing drive, where in which the ball itself actually disappears. So, I mean, this guy, he's been training with, you know, Aomine Daiki, the ace of Teiko. So you kind of wonder, how does he make the ball disappear? And we find out through a flashback that basically Kuroko now shoots the ball in the same fashion where in which he actually passes the ball. So that was all pretty cool right there. It really was. That sequence. And then the next sequence, of course, was Hyuga and Kuroko 2-on-1 against Murasakibara. Because Murasakibara, he is just standing there. He's not playing offense, alright? He's that lazy, where he's only playing defense. But the coach of Yosen, she's gonna let it slide because this guy's amazing. He has that Gaara absolute defense going on. And it was a very nice scene because Hyuga, he's running for the 3. And Murasakibara, he's like, yeah, he's right there. Hyuga, he actually jumps for the shot. Murasakibara jumps along with him. Hyuga passes the ball underneath Murasakibara's legs, right to Kuroko. But Murasakibara, again, insane reflexes, able to pivot. And it's like a David versus Goliath scene where he's literally towering over Kuroko. Like, he's just towering over Kuroko. And Kuroko is able to make the shot in because, again, his shot has a certain trick to it that we can't figure out exactly what it is. But the shot disappears nonetheless. So those two scenes, I think, were actually very well animated. And the rest of it was overall animated pretty well. And the pacing, we did make a lot of segue into the episode. Of course, also to, you know, mention the 5 characters of focus. Number 1, of course, Kuroko. Again, his new shot, which is basically leading Seirin to actually score against the Shield of Aegis, or like whatever they're called. And the fact that they're the only team to score against Yosen for like the past 3 or 4 games, because they've had consecutive shutouts in a national tournament. And now we see why. Murasakibara's not playing offense. He's straight D. Alright? Take it as you would, but he has the D. And his D is phenomenal, man. His D is absolute. It's long. It can cover everything. You see where I'm going here with the D. You get my point. But that's the number 1. Kuroko, again, his new vanishing drive, scored the first point, his first basket, and his first point. Well, the first point in the actual game, in the match. That's number 1. Number 2, Kiyoshi. Again, a little bit of a flashback for him. We get to see his new technique, the Vice Claw, yeah! And he has these massive hands, but he's now able to actually utilize these hands, not only on offense, but also on defense as well. Because normally, and this was, I remember this because I forgot the guy's name, but he is, what's his name? I forgot his name, but he's like the other tall guy. Alright, there's 3 tall guys in Yosen. There's, of course, Murasakibara, then there's Okuma, then there's the other guy. I forgot his name. But the other guy, I remember in the manga, he explained about how, like, when you normally go for a rebound, you have a certain trajectory where you have to bring your 2 hands together like this. And, you know, because I was a center when I was playing high school, so I did it before. You know, you have to, you know, of course, that's what makes sense. You have to grab the ball. And then you have to grab the ball, and then you need to control the ball and pivot and make sure no one's around you. And then you need to see who's open. And you need, you know, get the ball moving. But what Kiyoshi does is that Kiyoshi actually just grabs the ball right there. He has more options. He has far more angles when it comes to grabbing the rebound, because he can grab the ball 1 hand. So he can go like this, he can go like this, he can go like that. He can do whatever he needs to, because he doesn't require the 2-handed grab. So, and then I must point out that the episode and the series, the season overall for the anime, they have been glazing over a few very key things, in my personal opinion, but it is what it is. And I believe that they just want to get on with the actual, you know, like the good stuff. But regardless, let's move on. Now, when it comes to Okuma and Kagami, because those two are in unison. Basically, Okuma, he's doing the basics, right? He's doing the basic big man stuff. He's backing him down, like, yeah, pivot, hook shots. He has it made, right? He has the big man fundamentals down to a T. And Kagami, because Okuma is actually very tall, over 6'5", easy. The thing about it is that in order to make up for that height difference, he assumed that he had to extend his body, up. He assumed that he had to try and make himself taller so he could actually, block Okuma's shots, but it's not the case. In fact, he had to do the reverse, where in which he had to lower his center of gravity so he'd be far more difficult to move. And Okuma, he actually tries to pivot and go for a shot, and this time round, no, because he's too far out. Now, we can see that when it comes to when it comes to Yosen, most of their guys, they're 2-point inside big guys. The only individual that could be a 3-point dude is, in fact, well, no, the little point guard guy. I don't know what he does. Like, he gets mad, he gets upset, we can see that. And he seems to be very analytical, very perceptive, not as perceptive as Iamoshi in Toho, nor does he have any special ability like Izuki with the Eagle Eye, or Tako and his Hawkeye. He appears to be like a regular point guard, just like above the norm. He's more analytical, he's very perceptive. So I don't know if he's a 3-point shooter, but you can assume with great confidence that Tatsuya is a 3-point guy. And he has some kind of special skill going on there too, because if you remember, in the first episode of the season, he shoots a shot and it phases through Kagami's hand, very similar to the shot that Kuroko's doing right now in this game. So again, there are certain things when it comes to that individual, that point guard of Yosen, we don't know. But going back to what I was saying before, basically when Kagami lowers his center of gravity, he's able to actually catch up to the ball that Okuma shoots, and now he's actually good. And you can see Rinnosuke immediately, he's like, yo. Well, he doesn't say a damn word, but he's like. And then basically, what you need to remember is that in Season 1, there was another guy, alright, Papa, alright? And Papa, he was also a very big guy. And Rinnosuke, the Silent Wonder, and Kagami had training sessions so they could defend the much taller guys. Guys like Papa, guys like Murasakibara and Okuma. So now we see something that was first implemented in Season 1 being utilized to a greater degree in Season 2, because what happened during that time skip, or during, like, in between the seasons, they went summer camp training, or, well, towards the end of Season 1, they went summer camp training. So they busted their ass for a reason to hone their skills, and now it's paying off. So again, that was very nice how they implemented something that was incorporated in Season 1 to Season 2. And finally, when it comes to Murasakibara, we'll end on him. Basically, he's a monster. This is no way to put it. He's just a monster. He is fast. The reflexes are insane. He was able to actually keep up with 3 guys, Kiyoshi, Kagami, and Kuroko, with reflexes alone. With reflexes alone. Had Kuroko had been like a regular average dude, he would have blocked him immediately. He would have blocked him, and they would have lost, because again, 20 points, 20-0 by like the first quarter. They say it's fatal. I would actually argue that. But when it comes to a national tournament, you could say, yeah, it probably would be fatal. But the thing about it is that this guy is phenomenal. And we have only seen him on defense. If you see the opening, which I normally skip, he does play on offense at some point in time, because we see him dunk. And you're like, yo! So, the thing about it is that right now on defense alone, Murasakibara is a monster. Alright, and again, this is someone that even Aomine Daiki admitted that he's hard to get by. So, just saying. So that being said, the episode overall, I thought it was a very good episode. Very good. I'm going to give it a rating of a great plus. Can I do that? Yeah, I'm going to do that. Can I do that? The fuck yeah, I'll do that. I like it a lot. And again, for the manga guys, I understand your gripes later on when it comes to this game. We'll talk about it when we get to it, alright? We'll talk about it when we get to it because, you know, it is what it is, and we'll just have to deal with it because... Let me leave it at that. So, King Lightning, the rating is going to be great plus, and I will see you guys later. Be sure to, of course, rate the video, comment, and subscribe as always. Peace. Have a nice day.